As Kathy came closer to Philip's bedside, she was stunned. Sleeping beside Philip was Patricia. She crept going back to the door when she was spotted by Patricia. With a loud, irritated tone of voice, Patricia called, "You sneaking witch!" Philip got startled from his sleep and saw Kathy froze from where she stood. Kathy felt so ashamed of herself that she couldn't face the couple. Then she said defensively, "I was told that you came home last night, so I came to wake you up, but far from my mind that you were with your wife. I'm so sorry I disturbed your sleep."
Feeling humiliated, Kathy ran out of the room weeping, so Philip ran after her. He caught up with her and said, "It was my fault, Kathy. I failed to call you up to supposedly tell you that I won't be coming home. But then, the plan changed abruptly. That's why you happened on us here today. I'm sorry, it's not your fault. I apologize for the ill words Patricia hurled at you. And one more thing, she isn't my wife. We'll talk later." Philip confronted Patricia. "I don't like the way you treat my employee. Was it because Kathy was my personal maid that you treat her that low? I'm ashamed of you. Then you dreamed of being my wife? Don't you think you'd only bring chaos to my household, making them threatened and be terrified of you every waking day of their lives?"
"Why are you acting this way? What changed you? You're not the Philip I've known, and now you're taking her side? Wasn't that stupidity that she would just enter the room as if it was her own? Is there something going on with both of you that I must know now?" Patricia was adamant.
"Whatever decisions I make is none of your business. This is my home and no one runs it but me. You're totally out of the way and it's best that you leave now. There's nothing more between us now. You're totally disappointing."
After Patricia left angrily, Philip took his coffee with him to his study, and while reading the morning newspaper, Kathy knocked, telling him that his outfit is ready. Philip handed to Kathy her allowance. "Maybe you need to buy some things, so I'm giving you your week's allowance." Kathy became cheerful and was already thinking of what to do with it. "You're allowing me to go out?" she asked. "No, but you can list down the things you need, then I could ask my secretary to buy them." Kathy looked sad. Then she took the pad and pen on Philip's table, and after listing, Philip read the items she needed. "These are for painting. What do you need them for?" Kathy replied, "My painting kit was left at home. I usually paint as my pastime. You would allow me to do my hobby if it's not too much for you. I will only paint when I'm done with my duties, please." So that afternoon, having received her newly bought painting kit, Kathy began her sketching. Then, a few minutes later, she began working on canvas. She was so absorbed with her work that she failed notice of the time and the knock on her door. There stood Philip, watching her enthusiastically on how she held the paintbrush and how adept were her skill in using the watercolors. "You're truly an artist. I thought you will just play with watercolors to while away your time. I'm impressed." Kathy smiled shyly and said, "It's not that I'm boasting, but I always win painting competitions in my school consistently that before graduation I was asked to paint a mural on the center wall of the school lobby."
Philip took a seat and watched her paint. "Just don't mind me. I would like to see the whole portrait of your creation." He was so amused that he said something which surprised Kathy. "I guess you have to go to university after all and pursue that dream of yours. Your mother told me that you're accepted as scholar in fine arts. It would be a waste if you would let that scholarship pass you by."
Kathy almost dropped the paintbrush after hearing what Philip had just stated. Her heart thumping, she asked, "Are you saying I'll be going home and enter the university?" Philip said, "Yes and no. Yes, you'll enter college, but no, you're not going home. I will sponsor your studies until your scholarship for the semester is over. You will continue to stay here doing your responsibilities as usual. You will be driven to the university and back home. Interested?" A little disappointed, but her dream of getting a college degree in fine arts is something she couldn't just throw away. In fact, she had already a plan before she came to the villa. If ever she couldn't continue with the scholarship, she would find a part-time job to support herself. But here is a better offer she couldn't resist. Kathy quickly agreed. "Yes, your condition is just fine. I'll accept it."
"Fine then. Here are my other conditions. You will refrain for making friends and socializing after class, and no boy. Friends, don't ever let me catch you getting close to guys. Your concentration is to your studies. I'm investing on you, Kathy, and one day you will be a part of my company. I hope I made it clear.
Kathy smiled and said, I have no interest in boys even in high school. For me, they were but distraction. But I can have female friends, couldn't I? But socializing after school won't happen, I promise. My work here in the villa is my priority as well as my studies. I intend to keep my scholarship so you won't get disappointed. That remains to be seen. You can go tomorrow for your enrollment. If there is more that you need, call me. Kathy was overjoyed by the turn of events that she kept pinching her arm. Then she whispered, I promise I won't disappoint you, Philip Warren.